Ayan! Hi, partner!
Hello!
Oh my God. I missed you. Ako ay magpapasensya kasi last week ako ay naputol-putol. Pero ako ngayon ay bumabawi at ito ang ating bagong episode for this week. Thursday na naman, partner. At ito na naman ang E-numan with Thysz and Raffy. Kamusta ka?
Okay na okay. Siyempre pagod. pagod. Pero nakaka-excite ang ating topic for tonight kasi ito ang pinakaunang beses kung saan ang lahat ng guests natin ay galing sa Twitter.
Yes.
Ay hinanap natin at naglakas ng loob.
Yes.
Naglakas ng loob na magbahagi at magkwento ng kanilang mga kwento mamaya sa ating main segment, no? Pero para po sa mga bagong bisita sa Quarantalk Media, ang E-numan with Thysz and Raffy is an E-numan session where you bring your favorite drink and most valuable lessons on love, politics, and anything under the sun.
Ito ang mga aral, kwento na minsan na lumalabas lang tuwing inuman. So, let's bring the bar home. Ito ang
E-numan with Thysz and Raffy. Ilabas ang pulutan!
Woohoo!
Alright.
Partner, nakakaloka itong linggong ito, no? Alam kong nakakapagod pa rin. Pero what's new? This is what's new. Unang-una na ang aking ipupulutan, partner, ang talagang kinagigil talaga, pinagtigilan talaga namin sa online, sa kami mga LGBT advocate. Isa na namang issue ng maling representasyon ng LGBT sa pelikula. So matunog ngayon ang MMFF na for the first time it will be held digitally. Ito ay gagawin online through streaming lamang, no? Isa sa mga may 10 pelikulang ipapalabas. Marami dito ay talaga namang gawa ng mga napakagaling na mga director at creators. Isasama ko na yan dyan si Director Net Hadaone na isa nating kaibigan. Kanyang pelikulang Fangirl ay kasama sa MMFF. And may isa pang film, ang kauna-unahang BL movie. Ang tinatawag na The Boy Who Foretold by the Stars.
Yes.
No, ito ay kauna-unahang BL movie nga, partner. Very, I guess, sensitive sa topic ng LGBT. Ngunit, partner, may isang film na nakakaloka. Ang tawag sa ang pangalan ng film na ito ay Pack Boys, Takusa, o Takot sa Asawa. At ito ay pinangunahan ng, sabihin na nating veterang mga aktor at komedyante sa Pilipinas. Kasama na dito si Dennis Padilla at si Jano Gibbs. This is a film directed by Al Tantay. At naging maugong sa social media, lalo na sa mga gender LGBT advocates, dahil partner, wala pang 10 seconds into the trailer, ang fini-feature na ng Packboys ay isang transgender na transgender woman, no? Na umiihi ng patayo in public. So, I can't wrap my head around it how a comedy film still thinks this is funny in this day and age. Pero nagpatuloy ang kwento na naging karelasyon pala ito ng isa sa mga characters in a extramarital affair ang transgender character na ito, no? At nagkaroon ng sex scene at naging vehicle na naman for comedy ang kanilang sex scene. Kasi alam mo na kung anong nangyayari doon, anong klaseng discovery ang nangyayari sa isang lalaki na nakikipag-sex sa isang transgender woman. So, napakarami naming efforts. Ito, isasali ko si kasamahan kong, sister kong si Mela Habidjan, naging guest na natin dito sa E-numan. Ilang beses namin pinapanawagan ang proper media representation ng ating mga kapatid na queer at LGBTQIA. Pero ito paulit-ulit. So, pinapanawagan namin, again, meron kaming ginagawang mga moves, no? Na maiparating ang oposisyon ng LGBT community dito sa pelikulang ito, sa pamunuan ng MMFF. Kung hindi man natin matanggal ang Pack Boys from streaming for MMFF, siguro ang goal natin ay ma-educate. At least magkaroon ng dialogue sa mga kasapi ng pelikulang ito. Paalahanan na hindi maganda ang gawing katatawanan at komedya pa rin ang buhay ng mga transgender at kahit sinong LGBTQIA. Napakalaki ng epekto nito sa mga manunood, sa pagpaperpetuate ng abuse at violent forms of discrimination sa LGBTQIA. Napakasama nito na magpatuloy. Ang alam ko, sinabi nila na nagka-statement sila sa isang press conference. They did not mean to disparage the transgender community. But I feel that this is a empty apology, no? Hindi kasi dapat talaga to na igawa. Ang storyline na yan ay hindi dapat na isulat. Naging mas positibo sana ang paggamit ng transgender character sa pelikulang yan at hindi dahil lang gawin silang katatawanan. Yun lang naman ang aking sabihin.
Tama, partner. Ako naman panawagan ko sa mga kaibigan natin. Marami tayong kaibigan na nakaupo sa board ng MMFF. Marami po sa inyo ang miyembro ng LGBT community. Hindi namin naiintindihan kung bakit hahayaan ninyong lapastanganin ang mga kapatid nating transgender woman sa pelikula. Marami na ang nagbago sa MMFF board simula nung may nakaupong mga progresibong mga miyembro ng committee ito. Pero naghihintay kami ng sagot at naghihintay kami ng aksyon. Tapos na ang panahon na nagpa-public apology, tapos na ang panahon na nagsusulat ng napakahabang eksplanasyon. Panahon ito para magtanggal ng pelikulang hindi maayos para sa mga LGBT members. Panahon na ito ng pagtatanggal ng mga eksena na binabastos ang mga transgender women na Pilipina. Panahon na ito para sa aksyon, MMFF. So tigilan na ang mga kung ano-ano pang mga palusot, no? Dahil hindi naman talaga dapat ito lumusot in the very first place. So naghihintay kami ng aksyon, mga kaibigan namin sa MMFF board at sa committee. At mag-iingay kami, hindi kami titigil na mag-ingay, no? Para lang kalampagin ng isyung ito. Itong mga nasa pelikulang pating ito ng Pack Boys, matagal na nila itong ginagawa. Panahon pa ng mga kopong-kopong, hanggang ngayon, same narrative, same script, walang pinagbago, pare-parehong bastos. So, tigil-tigilan nyo na po yan. No?
Nakakalungkot pa, partner, sinabi ng isang artista sa Pack Boys, no, na hindi naman daw goal ng pelikula ang maging, politically correct, or maging parang magkaroon ng mensahe. Ang goal daw niya ay magpatawa lang. Yun nga ang sinasabi ko. Ano pa ang punto ng nagiging pelikula nyo? Ang dami pong kayang magpatawa. Nasa TikTok po, nasa YouTube, nasa Twitter, Instagram, at Facebook ang mga mata ng mga tao. Paano pa po kayo magiging relevant kung yan lang din po ang sa tingin nyo ay nakakapagpatawa sa mga tao? Nag-move on na po ang mga tao sa pagpapatawa. Sana ang pelikula as a medium ay mag-move on na rin sa mga ganitong klaseng representasyon ng LGBTQIA.
Tsaka bakit transgender woman? Bakit bading? Bakit kami ang nakakatawa?
Oh, partner. Dahil lang ba mahilig kami magpatawa, which is an internal reaction to the oppression na nararanasan namin? Ay, nako.
So, MMFF, mga kaibigan namin sa MMFF Committee Board, magkakakilala tayong lahat at alam nyo ang ingay-ingay namin. So, kakalampagin namin kayo sa mga susunod na araw. So, hindi yan threat at pagbabanta. Yan ay nasimulan na, no? So, ipagpapatuloy natin yan kahit mag-New Year pa, no? Lalong-lalo na kapag lumusot ang pelikula na to sa December 25, nakakalungkot na ganito kababa pa rin ang pagtingin ng buong industriya sa transgender women. Generalize ko siya right now, partner, kasi humihingi ako ng clamor mula sa mga kapatid natin sa industriya ng pelikula, sa industriya ng pagpepelikula. Hanggat hindi rin tayo nakakarinig ng pag-iingay mula sa ating mga kasamahan at pagkukundina sa pelikulang ito, pare-pareho lang yun sa akin na pagtotolerate, no, sa mga ganitong klaseng kabastusan sa transgender women. So, tigilan natin yan.
Magpapasalamat ako isa nating matinding aalay. Ms. Bianca Gonzalez, maraming salamat for reaching out. Na ipanawagan niya mismo sa MMFF ang aming daing ni kapatid na Mela Habidjan. Sana, no? Magkaroon ng aksyon, nang hingi kami ng dialogo. Sana sa mga gumawa ng pelikulang ito at sa MMFF as well. Sana magkaroon ng action.
Alright, next na pulutan natin ay na interview sa bagong presidente ng PDP Laban. Tama ba, PDP?
Kinabahan ako. Akala ko bagong presidente ng Pilipinas, partner. Diyos ko! Or, yun na yun. Sorry!
Sa bagong presidente ng PDP Laban, interview kay Nas Daily.
Mm-hmm. Sino si Nas Daily, partner? Kilala ko siya pero baka yung audience hindi siya kilala.
Actually, hindi ko siya. Nakikita ko lang yung mga videos niya. No, siya yung sumikat siya dahil dun sa mga 1-minute videos. Tama ba? 60 seconds. Nakalimutan ko na anong pa-branding ni Kuya. Basta sa mga maikling videos or vlogs, patungkol sa iba't ibang mga issues ng lipunan, patungkol sa iba't ibang mga advocacies, etc. Pero nakakagimbal na ang isang katulad niya, actually, katulad ng brand niya, ay in-interview ang isa sa mga paano ko ba masasabi? Nakakatawa at nakakalokang politiko sa Pilipinas, ang pambansang kamoo si ano ba siya ngayon? Congressman ba siya or senator?
Senator, oh my God.
Oh my God, diba? Senador pala siya. Senator Manny Pacquiao. Pero tawag mo dito, meron lang siyang isang sinabi na nag-a-agree naman tayong lahat, partner. Ang sabi niya ay, I regret entering politics. Kuya, same. Same po.
Senator, tama ka po dyan. Regrettable po ang inyong pagpasok sa politics dahil napabayaan nyo ang inyong athletic career. Or parang hindi naman, partner. Yun yung pinagtataka ko eh. Nakakapaglaro pa rin siya, nakakapag-training. Habang ang ating ibang mga kakilalang senador ay hindi na magkanda-ugaga sa kanilang pagtatrabaho para maipasa mga importanteng panukalang batas sa Senado. So, hindi ko alam. Like, have we even heard Senator Pacquiao lead a Senate hearing? Or kahit na yan, magbilangan na lang tayo nung naipasang batas na sponsored, no? Or ito na lang, attendance, partner, sa Senado, sa mga plenary, sa mga session. Kung lagi tayo nagtatanong, nasan yung accountability? Kinakalampag natin ang ating mga public officials na accountability. Siguro naman, deserve din ni Senator Pacquiao na makalampag accountability-wise alam natin, no, napakaraming ginagawa ni Senator Manny na mga tulong. Narinig ko yan. Taga Mindanao ako, partner Raffy. Kaliwat kanan po ang tulong na ibinibigay ni Senador Manny. Hindi layo sa kanya, no, kasi isa po siyang bilyonaryo. So, I don't think na, in a private capacity, he is, for me, an individual who can, is laudable in his charity. But he is a public official, partner. And to say that you regret going into public service is very indicative, not of humility, but of, I don't know, a sense of irresponsibility. You're not taking, I know public service is a vocation. So, bakit mo ire-regret ang isang bagay na aminado kang nahihirapan ka, hindi mo kaya ang kritisismo, at gusto mo sanang maging mas mabuti pang citizen of the country? Senator, baka naman, pagpatuloy mo na lang po yung charity work. Appreciate po namin ang inyong ginagawang redistribution of your wealth. Pero po, ang pagpasok sa politika at sa public service ay hindi po isang kaning mainit na iluluwa natin kung napaso tayo. No? Pangatawanan natin ang ating mga desisyon at gampanan natin ang ating sworn duty to become a public servant.
Ang ganda. Inudugtong ko yung isang word na ginamit ni partner sa topic natin for tonight. Itong mga guests natin dito, medyo matindi-tindi ang naranasang pagluluwa. not for not for anything. I mean,
okay.
Pagluluwa ng damdamin, 'di ba? Pagluluwa ng napakaraming emosyon dahil sa isang relasyon, 'di ba? O sa pakikipagrelasyon, no? At again, mapalad po kaming lahat sa Quarantalk Media dahil kauna-unahang best itong nangyari na lahat ng mga guests natin, actually sila ang nag-confirm sa kanilang mga sarili to share, no, yung mga kwento nila patungkol sa pag-ibig at sakit sa puso. Hindi literal na sakit sa puso, ha? Sakit, no? Dahil sa paghihiwalayan, sana naman wala, pero kung meron man, paglolokohan, at napakarami pang bagay. Ito po ang tutunghayan natin sa ating main episode na E-numan session.
Okay, partner.
Before we proceed, hello muna sa lahat ng mga manonood natin for tonight. Kina Main, Garunia, hello Main.
Hello Main.
Of Cebu. Kay Zoo, kay Bess. Hi Bess. How are you watching from Quezon City? Ayan, let's go. Partner.
Okay. All right. So first guest natin, partner. Thank you sa mga nanonood, no. Comment lang kayo, guys. Kailangan natin ang Kailangan natin i-call ang ating unang guest na ating crowdsource from Twitter. Isa siyang marketing assistant, nakatira sa Pateros. At let's welcome to the show, AJ.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me.
Hi AJ.
Boss.
Hello.
Hi Raffy. Hello.
Welcome to the show, AJ. Okay,
thank you so much for
backgrounder
having me.
lang.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Backgrounder lang. AJ was a former colleague from our former jobs. At kami po ay nagkita-kita noon at naging magkaibigan. At naging tuwang-tuwa ako na reconnect kami sa Twitter kamakailan lang. And thank you so much, AJ, for saying yes to coming on to the show.
Yes,
So,
my pleasure.
AJ, thank you. So AJ, we have our topic tonight is about heartbreaks, no? All we have to do ni partner Raffy is to listen to your story of heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
Again, heartbreaks is just not necessarily about love. It's not necessarily about
Yeah.
like relationships. It could be anything. But you can tell us a heartbreak, a significant heartbreak story that you
Yeah.
wanted to share. Papasintabi na lang tayo, no? Pasensya na po at medyo kung magiging heavy man ang ating usapin, pero we are happy that our guests are happy to share their experiences. And we'll do our best to provide context on this and help our viewers, partner Raffy, kung ano din yung pinagdadaanan nila. Sana makita nila sa mga stories ng ating mga guests ang kanilang mga sarili at help them cope with their own heartbreaks as well. That's the goal. Okay.
Correct.
So, AJ, ako ang magsisimula ng unang tanong. So, kwentuhan mo kami. What was this heartbreak that you want to tell us tonight?
Yeah, it's about a recent breakup na nangyari just, I don't know, this month.
This
Yeah,
month,
and it's very fresh. Yeah,
It's
this
very
month,
fresh.
and yeah, it's very fresh. And I know that this story for me is far flung. Medyo parang when I was imagining things like posible pala yon na so basically what happened is someone fell out of love. Yeah, and for me when I saw Boss Dice's tweet na is there anyone who would like to share his or her story about heartbreak? For me, message ko siya agad and it's because it's a giant step for me. It's a giant step of recovery to talk about it and to share my insights on what happened, on what I learned, and I think you will never see it coming. It happened na after work, he is lying on the bed and akala ko makakapaglambing ako, ganyan-ganyan. But then he introduced me to a story about him needing to go to somewhere else. Boss, if you'd remember yung uh, one of our colleagues had the same scenario. So I think this is my
Yeah.
first access part 2 kind of story. Medyo parehas
Okay.
talaga yung kanyang approach, yung atake. It's career, and I think when someone is really going out of the country and it's career, mahirap kalaban. Especially when you're tied here in the Philippines and doing the best you can for your family and for yourself. Establishing your career, hindi ka makalaban. And in the middle of the story, he also told me na he fell out of love. It was a long fight. It was a long thread, a draggy one, as he would say, as he said. And I believed him kasi matagal ko na ring naramdaman. Matagal ko na ring nakikita. But I stayed because it's love. Ganun. That's basically what happened.
iba, pang Catherine Bernardo and,
Totoo!
oh, pang,
Alden!
may ganung,
I haven't watched.
I haven't watched it. Okay. Um,
Sorry.
so, AJ, how long have you been together?
We were
Mm-hmm.
about to celebrate our 2 year anniversary on December 23.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
Okay. So, whew. Ang bigat,
Whew.
man. But thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe here's one question. So if
Mm-hmm.
it's you've built practically a life together because that's 2 years worth of being together and
Yeah.
having a relationship. But I'm asking, so kung paano, sige, magsimula tayo sa simula, no? What were the circumstances na naging magkakilala kayo in first? And paano kayo naging close?
Paano naging close?
Yeah.
It was my attempt. It was my attempt to get closer. We met on the Yellow app,
Okay.
and and when I was looking in the app, it's not that. Hindi yun yung hinahanap ko basically. I was looking
Aha,
for
okay.
connection.
Oo.
No, 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 no. Yeah, well, it was part of it because I was exploring myself, but
Mhm.
I got tired and I wanted to have something more substantial for my character and my personality. Someone I can connect with. As a very cliche, but it's true. We are all looking for that. And nung nakita ko siya, naramdaman ko yung nginig, yung ngatog
Oh.
na hindi ko naramdaman when I was looking up for other people. Naramdaman ko yung takot na baka hindi ko na siya ulit makita. And so I had to make the move. I had
Mm.
to I had to tie myself with him. And then yun, almost 2 years of relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I think long story short, you were successful in building that relationship with him. Uh,
Yeah.
but then all fell down south when, uh, tama ba rinig ko, he decided to leave. Or there was an opportunity
He
to leave.
mhm.
Uh, is it abroad? No, abroad, no? For work, for a career?
Abroad. Abroad for career and for work.
Okay, okay. And
Yeah.
ako
Hmm.
partner, laging masakit yon. I think it's always a crossroad. Because the question is, babalik pa ba? May babalikan pa ba? Uh,
Paano niyo yung pinag-usapan?
ay, okay. Ganda yan. Ayoko maiyak.
Ganito yon.
Okay.
Hindi, ganito yon. Kasi he has to go to the other country and he has to work there. Ako, I cannot follow there without any money. I think it's around 2 million. And for a person my scale, it's not very feasible at the moment. Kapag, ganito yon, kapag lumaban ako and nanalo ako, he decides to stay, he is going to lose the career opportunity he could have gone to. Kapag nagpatalo ko, I'm going to lose him. So it's a lose-lose situation. I don't see anything. Pero he asked for a break, a cool off. And that's when I had the chance to talk to my friends and to talk to my mom about how we can make it work because I really love him. Loved. So, ayun, nagkaroon ako ng series of thoughts, of feasible thoughts where pwede pala ako makasunod in a matter of time. Pero when I introduced the ideas, he mentioned na he already fell out of love. Medyo matagal na pala.
What?
Yeah.
Parang sa tingin mo ba, excuse mo na lang yun?
When you say kasi na you fell out of love, that's the rawest, that's the most raw form of saying I cannot love you anymore. because wala na akong nararamdaman na spark.
Partner, di ko na kaya. Sandali! Hey, sandali! Okay.
It's him all over again, boss. I'm sorry.
Whew. Okay. All right.
Paano ka nagpaalam sa kanya? I mean, it's the last day.
It's the last day. I was about to set up his room for a seminar that I was about to conduct. And then that was also the day when I introduced him all the ideas that I think can be made possible para makasunod ako. And then he told me na me being there in his room is a bad idea. And that was the time when I talked to him. I stopped every preparation that I was doing. And then I asked him if wala na ba talagang pag-asa. I had to make sure. I had to make sure because sabi ko sa kanya, ayokong sumuko, ayokong huminto. Pero he interrupted me and then he said na talagang wala na.
Wow.
And that was the time I halted. I composed myself. I stopped crying immediately in a heartbeat, just like that. I stopped crying, and right there and then, I accepted it. Kasi mukha na siyang desidido eh, and I believe him. I could feel him. So yun.
Okay.
Tinanggap mo dahil nasasaktan ka na sa idea na yon, or tinanggap mo dahil ganun mo lang siya kamahal talaga?
You know how the song goes. There's a danger in loving somebody too much, and it's sad when you know it's your heart you can trust. There's a reason why people don't stay where they are. Maybe sometimes love just ain't enough.
Ox! Ano ba, AJ? Hindi ko kinaya. Oh my God!
Yeah.
But ako AJ, sobrang bilib ako sa mga taong ganyan eh. I know it's painful, I know sobrang daming nangyayari siguro nung oras na yon, pero the moment you composed yourself, the moment you accepted it, not even for yourself but for him, patunay yon kung gaano mo siya kamahal. At sana makita niya pa rin yon kahit na lumipad na siya, kahit na pumalayo na siya. At sana makatulong din yun sa kanya to realize na may taong nagmahal sa kanyang ganun eh. Ang sakit, sobrang nasasaktan ako, not even doon sa story eh. Nasasaktan ako doon sa pag-mix ng present and past tenses sa mga sudden pauses. Sobrang hirap. Sobrang bago pa niya eh. Sobrang bago pa niya for AJ. So,
Yeah.
O Thay, singa ka.
Okay, ako. Okay, ito, AJ. So, I guess let's see how this is something that could move forward. No, I think that's the thing that's most important. What can you tell? I'm sure there are viewers out there already commiserating with what you've gone through, but I think we want to leave them with something that would empower them too. So what are you doing in terms of moving on? right now. You've said that going public in this forum, in this kind of talk show, is helping you.
Mhm.
It's a first step to that. What are the plans? What's the moving forward for AJ?
Yeah. Um, First is comprehending what happened. May pagkukulang ka ba? Ganyan, ganito, ganyan. And then, right there and then, you try your best to accept it right away. If hindi, then please go through the process of internalizing the pain. Ano ba sabi sa Perks of Being a Wallflower? Pain demands to be felt. And I took my time, pero acceptance was like a miracle. When you start to accept things as what they are, kung he really cannot give back what love you are willing to give, then try to understand, because after all, you are there to fill in the gaps of a relationship, of a certain person you choose to be with. And in the end, when you start to accept, never regret. Never regret whatever things you did. And always love at your best until the end. Kasi para sa huli, hindi ka magsisisi. Hindi ka
Iyak na.
magsisisi. Yeah. That's my principle. That's my principle. Never ever na magkukulang ka. Kasi in the end, kapag may nasira, magsisisi ka. It's going to double up your pain and it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. Tingnan nyo, ngayon, I can talk about it. I can finally talk about it. Kasi hindi ako nagkulang and I accepted it.
Wow.
Be
Amazing.
grateful. Yeah. Thank you.
Sabi ko, never regret. Ako ang sabi ko naman,
Never regret.
never again.
Never again. Never again.
Yes.
Never again.
Diba? Never again.
Yeah. Never again.
We move forward sa next nating mga guests.
Mhm.
Siguro pasabog na question lang ulit, no? AJ, if may,
Mhm.
at dalawang questions pa to, if may
Oh, go.
isang scenario ka na babaguhin doon sa last day na pagkikita ninyo, at may isang sentence, isang word kang hindi pa nasasabi sa kanya, ano yun?
Kung meron pa na akong pwedeng baguhin or sabihin,
Sabihin niya.
I'm sorry, pero I made sure I told him everything. I haven't left any word behind kasi I want to make sure na alam niya kung anong nararamdaman ko. Wala akong maisip, to be honest. In all honesty. Kasi I made sure na alam niya lahat.
Maraming salamat, AJ. Sana sa mga tao na makakaranas ng ganito, sana hindi rin tayo matakot na ibuhos at sabihin kung ano yung mga kailangan sabihin. Dahil hindi natin alam, baka katulad nung kay AJ, baka ito na yung huling araw na masasabi natin ang lahat ng yun. Maraming salamat, AJ, for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
AJ,
Yes.
don't leave yet. Just stay on the backstage. Watch the other guests.
I will.
We'll have you back later. We're gonna have one grand tagayan session. We're gonna play something. We're gonna play something later. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, AJ. Ang dami na nag-comment sa story niya, no?
Partner, sabi ni Mikay, bumili talaga ako ng GSM Blue Mojito para sa episode na ito.
Ang dami nag-comment, no? Ang dami na apektuhan sa story. ni AJ. Naging Radyo 5 tayo, partner. Hindi ko kinaya. Sa totoo lang, wow! What an opening! Can I just say?
Sabi niya, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Benjar?
Benjar, yeah.
Si Benjar.
Oh, Benjar, yes. Benj. Hi, Benj. He's our friend.
Yes, hindi ka daw nagkulang. And syempre,
Yes.
sabi ng aking best, never regret. At ang sabi ko naman ay, never again. Di ba?
Okay. Partner, next up is somebody that you know, actually. Nag-reach out siya sa akin, partner, nung nag-crowdsource ako. Sabi niya, Miss Thysz, ako po si name. And then, sabi niya, mag-reach out po ako, meron po akong ikukwento kung pwede po ako makisali sa inyong panawagan ng guest. Isa po akong kakilala ni Raffy at i-surprise ko sana siya. Nasasali ako ngayon sa inyong talk show.
Na-surprise na ako! He's one of our baby boys sa student government. A very good, very good.
Okay, ipakilala mo siya, partner, ang kanyang occupation, kung nasaan siya ngayon, at ang kanyang pangalan.
Siya is a BPO employee mula sa aming bayan sa Naga City. Siya ay walang iba, kundi si Sir Kuya Arnel Tolete, Jr.
Welcome to the show, Arnel! Nakamute ka, Beb. Okay.
Hello, am I audible na?
Yes.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Yes, hello. First of all, cheers. Thank you so much for having me.
Tiger Beer! Appear tayo dyan. Thank you so much, Tiger Beer. Ayan.
So,
Sabi nakakabigla naman to.
Paano kayo magkakilala? Sandali lang, go.
Sa school namin, sa Naga.
Okay. Sa Naga, okay. Which I love, by the way. Arnel, I'm such a fan of Naga. Matagal na akong pabalik-balik doon noon nung may moonleaf pa sa Naga, no? Kung naalala nyo.
At palagi din doon Arnel sa moonleaf.
Okay, yes! Thank you so much for supporting my former employer. Sure. Okay. Arnel! Ayan.
Partner, wait lang, mananawagan lang ako sa producers natin. Pwede bang hindi na kami naka-zoom? Ang taba-taba na po namin. Yung ano na lang po, yung natural na lang na pa. Yeah, thank you so much to our...
Ayan po. Mas gusto po namin yan. Nagka-leeg ka, partner. Gusto ba?
Ako naman yung Zoom kasi talaga. Alright, sige, let's start with Arnel. Arnel, what's your story? I'm super excited. Actually, kinakabahan ako siguro sa story. Baka kilala ko, baka kaibigan ko, or baka kaibigan namin. What's the story?
Yeah. So, paano ba to? So, first of all, I'm really anxious, sorry. Kinakabahan ako kasi I don't know what got into me, pero yun, nakita ko nga yung tweet ni Thysz. And then, nakita ko yung name mo. So, sabi ko, why not? I have some time naman tonight. Wala akong shift. So, ayan. And konting context lang, fanboy moment to kasi for the longest time, you two actually, I look up to you guys. Of course, Raffy from college days. Parang naabutan ko siya, syempre. And then si Thysz, as early as parang yung when you're with Moonleaf pa, I've been following you ever since kasi for promotions or whatnot. So, ang tagal na, probably mga 2012 or 2013. I'm just a lurker, a lurking follower, I guess. Pero yun, konting context na. Pero yan, I'm super anxious. Super anxious. Pero yan, wag kang kabahan sa story ko kasi actually, yun na nga, sabi ko din kay Miss Thysz, when it comes to heartbreak, parang wala akong specific like anecdote or story to tell. Pero looking back, so eto na, when it comes to heartbreak, I would say, generally, 2020, the year itself, the 2020 is like one big heartbreak for me. May nuances din ng konti, pero generally talaga, compared to other years, sobrang bigat ng 2020. And disclaimer lang pala, given I'm a Gemini, medyo sabog yung storytelling, pero just bear with it.
Oh my God! Alam mo, gusto ko itanong yung zodiac ni AJ kanina, pero mamaya tatanong natin ulit sa kanya. Yes, go ahead, Ernel. As a Gemini, sige, tatanggapin namin ang sabog-sabog mong storytelling.
And I'm very welcome if you have questions kasi I'm that kind of storyteller, I guess, na parang if you have questions, I'll welcome them.
About
Pero,
2020.
well, we all know, pandemic, sobrang, kasi, yun, story time, everything was okay, probably up until like March, sa context ko dito sa Bicol. Kasi I was working, nagre-report pa kami sa office. And then out of nowhere, it just hit us, di ba? Parang, wala, dati naririnig lang natin sa international news na parang may virus daw sa China, something like that. Pero nakakatakot, no? Hopefully, di dumating. Pero eventually, it did. It did reach us dito sa Philippines. And the next thing we know, yan, lockdown, quarantine period, and everything. And sorry for the term ha, pero nakakagago lang kasi talaga sobrang pandemic na to. Ang daming nangyayari pero at the same time parang those people that we should be looking up to like make actions, to help us, help one another. Wala eh. So yun na, for lack of a better term, sorry, medyo nakakagago talaga yung pandemic na to. Pero yan, that's where for me, I guess everything started going downhill and a series of unfortunate events and heartbreaks. When it comes to yung pandemic na nga, yun, I told you, wala naman specific anecdote or story to tell. Pero if I have to be like really specific about it in terms of what makes me really sad, given social distancing and all, I'm not sure if you can relate, pero time to time, I still go out with friends to like see them following protocols. Pero alam mo yung instances na they would reach out for like a hug or beso man lang. And I'm like, wait, no, social distancing. We have to follow protocols and whatnot. Yun, parang, personally, it's really heartbreaking for me. Ang hirap lang kasi yun na nga, I'm not sure of the timeline, pero mag-1 year na ba? Mag-1 year na ba yung like pandemic and everything sa Philippines? Kasi yun na nga.
Almost, yeah.
Ano na? Walang nangyayari. Parang, ano ba? And makwento ko lang dito, what's bothering din is, parang, lax na yung mga tao with everything that happened, di ba? With the typhoon that hit us. It's very unfortunate. Pero, yan, we're still, parang bumabangon pa rin kami from that. Pero, nakakalimot yung tao na may pandemic pa nga. Ang daming nangyayari all over the place. Pero hopefully, we don't forget na may pandemic pa, may COVID pa. So, yan. Hindi na masamang maging like careful, 'di ba? So, yan. Reminder lang guys, even if you're gonna go out, see or meet some people or friends, face mask, face shield pa rin. So, yan.
I
love it. Nakamute ka, Raffy.
Tama yung kwento ni Arnel, no? Kasi ako wala naman akong jowa this year. Bakit ka tumatawa?
Ay kasi, partner parang may na-feel akong char. Sige, go partner, chika ka.
Sa kapatid po ng producer namin, kung nakikinig ka man, nanawagan. Hindi, pero tama yun kay Arnel. Kasi ako wala naman akong special someone this year. And ako puro friends lang talaga. And I guess yung sagot sa lahat ng anxiety ko, sa lahat ng mga iniisip ko sa buhay, at every time hindi ko siya ma-process, I do it with friends. No? But now, we're very limited. No? And I really feel na while we have this platform and we are very thankful to Quarantalk Media kasi pangdugtong sa buhay namin to ni Thysz when they offered us this show. Pero for me, yung ibang mga tawag mo dito, mga ibang ganap online, it's very insincere because I can see his or her eyes, diba? I can hold his or her hand, I can hug him or her after. Parang napaka lungkot niya kapag puro virtual lang. And for the past ilang months, 9 months na, 8 months, parang ganung klase yung buhay na pinush at finorce tayo to live in. So talagang nakakalungkot siya. But again, pero maswerte tayo dahil may mga kaibigan tayo part of our bubble nakasama natin, nakakainuman natin paminsan-minsan, no? Pero very limited nga. Pero Arnel, ikaw, how do you cope up? I mean, are you with a special someone? Or, syempre, hindi pwedeng walang issue. Dapat may issue. Arnel, go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a partner right now. Actually, in-invite ko siya manood, kaya lang busy sa work. So, yun, heartbreak na pala. Hindi, pero yeah, I have a partner right now and happily settled naman so far.
That's good to hear.
Paano kayo nagkakilala?
College, of course, with org life.
So kilala ko to!
High chance nakilala mo.
Wala, nanonood ba siya? Okay, sana sa jowa po ni Arnel. Huwag niyo siyang paiyakin ha, kasi ayaw namin mag-repeat ng episode.
Totoo naman, partner. Ako meron ako masasabi dun sa nakwento ni Arnel, and what I really picked up from it. It's an incredible experience. I think I will tell this until my dying breath. Kung gaano kahirap naging na hindi ko man lang maakap ang mga kaibigan ko. When it's one of my most, it's my best love language, I guess. Aside from being giving, aside from being acts of service, but physical touch, isa ko dun sa mga kaibigan na yon, Raffy, na gustong-gusto mag-hug, gustong-gusto mag-touch. Pag may kasabay akong naglalakad na kaibigan, walang choice ng gender, wala akong pakialam. Pero gustong-gusto ko laging nakaganon sa balikat nila at naglalakad. Ganun akong klaseng tao. Hindi siya, I don't know why I do that. It's just an automatic thing. I just love, unang-una, I'm a freaking extrovert. Like the most, pinaka-definition ng extrovert, ako na yon. I take my energy from being around a lot of people. Medyo weird siya for introverts na pakinggan, pero guys, when you're around a true introvert, just imagine us getting parang solar power, no? Biglang pag may liwanag, nagkakaroon ng energy. Kami, pag may tao, may group of people, nagkakaroon ng energy. At gustong-gusto kong manghawak, gustong-gusto pag kinakausap ko ang tao, gustong-gusto ko siyang hawakan sa balikat, gustong-gusto kong i-hug, gustong-gusto kong hawakan yung kamay, beso-beso, paborito kong gawin yan. Ngayon, wala na ako opportunity to do it. At napakasakit, no? Hindi ko maipaliwanag yung grief na nararamdaman ko pag ganun ang nangyayari. So, I understand you, Arnel. It's truly a heartbreak not being able to provide or to be that to our friends. And we all know what's the reason behind this. We want to hold our leaders accountable for this happening. I want to say that it's not the people's fault that we are not led properly to handle this epidemic. Kakabasa ko lang ng tweet, Arnel, na ang posisyon ng government ay will probably stay in lockdown till the rest of 2021 and life will return back to normal to 2022. They just freaking gave up. So, I don't know anong aasahan pa natin, di ba? But here's what I'm gonna say. I'm going to tell you na yung moving on natin dito will have to involve a lot of community work, a lot of being together as a community. So, yun lang naman.
Correct. Ako, if I may share na lang din after si Arnel shared, first time ko na hindi makauwi sa Bicol for Christmas, and first time ko hindi makakapag-celebrate ng Christmas and New Year with my family. Aside from work, dahil pag uwi ko, hindi na ako aabot, kailangan ko mag-quarantine. Ang labas ko 2021 na, so parang wala nang sense na uuwi pa ako. So, nakakalungkot kasi napaka tawag mo dito, napakasaya sanang pagre-recharge yun before the start of a new year, pero hindi natin yun magagawa. Karamihan ng mga tao hindi din siguro makakauwi, no? At napakalungkot na story yun. Siguro tama ka, Arnel, ito yung biggest heartbreak siguro this year eh. At collectively yun na i-experience ng napakaraming tao. Alright, Arnel. Pero ikaw, sabi mo kanina nakakapag-meet pa with friends, etc. Paano naman nakakatulong? Siyempre, balik tayo sa issue. Diba? Paano nakakatulong yung jowa sa gitna ng problema?
Okay.
Ayan.
Okay.
Actually, yung relationship in itself is challenged din kasi we've been, yung setup is LDR for the longest time. After he graduated from college, trabaho agad sa Manila and I can't follow him yet there. So, yun, LDR setup muna. Actually, until now, umuwi siya dito kasi naka-work from home din, pero malayo pa rin kasi, Naga to Sipokot, somewhere far. Medyo malayo pa rin. So, yeah. Pero,
Bakit hindi kayo mag-live-in? As a competitor.
ayun, siguro i-share ko na rin kasi we're still navigating through the relationship kasi my partner isn't out yet, actually.
Oh.
So, and I understand. I understand naman.
Gaya sa pelikula.
Oo.
Kanina Catherine Bernardo and Alden Richards. Ito
Ito
naman
ngayon.
yung
Gaya
favorite.
sa
Pau Pangs and Ian Pangs.
Yes. Okay, well, I think that's a lot to go through as partners, especially in a long distance relationship setting. I truly wish you well, and I hope you can strengthen your relationship pa, being LDR. And
Arnella, may chika pa tayo after this.
chika pa tayo. Please hold on, and we will be back and discuss more. But thanks for sharing us. Pare-pareho tayong going through this heartbreak. It's our greatest heartbreak. 2020's greatest heartbreak is the grief, the loss of our personal mobility, freedoms, the ability to basically just hold our loved ones. It's truly painful. And our moving on this one is something that we really need to mga lampag to ask, people who are accountable for this mess.
Correct. I think collectively we share that heartache, no? Except for Jermaine Derunia, parang mas iba yung heartache ni Maine na nararanasan sa atin. So thank you so much, Arnel. Nag-uusap dito si Zoo. Tawag mo dito, LDR daw, talagang no. Pero sabi naman ni Carls, LDR naman is okay, pero unfortunately, he just ended a 4-year relationship. Pero shit, ang sakit lang kasi di naman lang daw nayakap one last time. Oh, yakap lang, Carls. Walang chems. Charot lang, Carls. Pero yes, nakakainis.
Okay.
Parang sobra-sobra yung pinagdaraanan ng napakaraming tao right now. Our next guest, partner.
Okay, our next guest ay isang aking mabuting kaibigan, partner, no? Kami ay magkakilala since last year lang actually. But I think we've known each other in the peripheries around our mga kaibigan, no, mga circle of friends. Siya ay isang client service director for a PR agency. Galing ngayon sa Imus, Cavite. Ang aking mabuting kaibigan, si Brian Bree. Bree?
Hello, good evening. Hi, Raffy. Hi, sis.
Hi, sis!
Hello, hi. So,
Magandang gabi.
I know, well, tama ka, Thysz, no? Parang last year lang tayo. Parang I think we had the time to actually parang be parang be friends na on a deeper level. Pero we've
Yeah,
always been around each other. Yeah, we've always been
yeah.
around each other because of common friends. Hi, Raffy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Bree. So much
And
for
we are
yes.
welcome to the show, my good friend.
Fan Bree. Hi daw from J. Ann Trinidad.
Ayun yung
Okay.
mga trolls ko nagpupuyat.
Okay.
Guys, take it away.
Take it away. Okay, so all right, we are in this session. Ay, ano palang drink mo, Miss Bree?
Bilang adik ako in the last few weeks sa startup, so soju.
Oh, okay.
Soju.
Soju.
In
All
honor
right.
of Team Dosan.
Guys, before you start, andito na yung mga fans ni Bree, si Archie Dineros, si Krista Quintana, busini ko yan, si Bree. Hi, Bree. Yung mga, grabe, parang nagpaano ka ata, nagpa-memo ka ata.
Hello. Hello, guys.
Well, yes. Okay, so here we go. Bree, let us listen to your story of heartbreak, no? Share us tonight anong pwede mo mai-share about a heartbreak.
Okay, so, well, to be honest, when I saw your tweet, di ba parang we were already chatting kasi, so parang, okay, tapos I saw your tweet, tapos parang I told you, might as well. Parang kasi I don't really do these things, yung parang I'm very private when it comes to parang deeper personal stuff. So, parang in contrast to what I do in PR. So parang I'm always out there na kasi sa job ko. So parang I'm very private with my personal stuff. But I guess I have to live a little. So ano ba? Well, hearing AJ's story earlier, medyo na-trigger ako. I rarely go deep kasi with my emotions kasi nga parang I always try to be strong and always, sweep things under the rug. But what I can share probably is that, of course, as also shared by Arnel, 2020 has been crazy to say the least. And yung heartbreak that we've all gone through this year encompasses all categories, di ba? Personal relationships, plans, goals, even yung mga trivial things lang na you've planned for a trip for so long tapos bilang hindi na matutuloy. Yung mga ganung bagay. And really what I realized, parang if I were to sum up and connect it to a more romantic angle, is that parang sayang yung mga opportunities na we could have taken advantage of na hindi na natin nagawa kasi parang we were too complacent na parang, there's always next month, there's always another year, there's always tomorrow. And marami akong ganun sa quote-unquote relationship stories ko eh. I'm very, parang frightened. It's kind of hard for me to say, but I'm frightened of rejection. That's why I would rather parang keep it to myself when there's even if the feeling is super strong and it's been there for years. Parang I don't really, alam mo yung, I never mustered up the courage to actually even try to just say it or magparamdam man lang. And yun yung one of the things that nire-regret ko having been in the situation that we're in right now, na parang paano kung ganito na lang tayo in the next 3 years? Parang, paano na? What if and what could have been? Yun yung mga questions na sana man lang if only I had the chance or the courage to even go out of my way or go out of my comfort zone. Baka meron ako nakuhang sagot. Right now, parang floating lahat, di ba? Parang all aspects of our lives, floating. May it be yung mga professional aspirations mo, even yung mga personal aspirations mo, and even yung mga relationship aspirations mo. Kasi wala eh. Parang right now, even dating is super hard. Sabi ko nga, there was one time na nag-post ako na parang magana yung finger ko kakaswipe right. Wala pa rin nangyayari. So, and it takes a toll on your confidence. It takes a toll on your yung self-belief. Kasi parang isipin mo, everyone's parang confined in their spaces. And really what's common, the commonality among all of us is really, we're all virtual, we're all online. So parang bakit even in that space, walang nangyayari? wala nang nangyari nung we're all free and out, di ba? So, yung gano'n. And, yun. So, meron kasi akong parang one thing na, I've always wanted to try, and there's this one person lang talaga. I think nakwento ko sa iyo, Thysz, I'm not sure, pero yun. So minsan iniisip ko, paano kung hindi na bumalik sa normal lahat? So, parang will my life, dramatic, will my life end without me even telling him na I like him, or parang I've been in love with him for years. Yung ganon. Yun lang. So yun yung heartbreak ko eh. Parang heartbreak ko, I've always allowed my fear to take control. And now that we literally don't have control over a lot of things, parang mas lalong naging imposible. So parang meron akong self-blaming na ginagawa minsan or naiisip na parang, which I know is wrong, pero we're only human, di ba? Kasi ako, I always have to parang put on a facade because of what I do professionally. I have to parang be a leader, quote unquote, to be strong. But when deep inside, after a long day at work, when I'm confined in my room, nobody to talk to, lahat ng ang tawagan ni RuPaul, mga inner saboteur. Lahat yan night shift, di ba? So pag gabi na, dyan yan sila, nagtatambay na yan sila. Yan sila ang mga gustong kumausap sa'yo. And it's hard to fight them. It's hard to fight them. Even for someone who has a strong personality like myself. Ang hirap.
So yun. We experience the worsts of the worst.
Yeah.
Ano pa yung sa tingin mo magpo-push sa'yo para sabihin na sa kanya finally that, hey, I like you? That...
Kasi alam mo, Raffy, kasi parang we're in, oh my God, na-imagine ko na yung mga messages tomorrow, pero parang, kasi parang we're in one group, tapos, ang weird kasi parang I'm super afraid to ruin the friendship when in fact I don't think there's a friendship at all. Alam mo yung parang friends kayo because you're in one group, pero hindi not to the truest sense of the word friends. Yung para lang kayong acquaintance eh. It just so happen na parang you have close friends who are in one group. So hindi ko alam kung anong magpupush sa akin. Baka pag na-overcome ko na yung takot na kung ano yung sasabihin ng iba. Kasi alam mo yung, emotional na ako. Hindi kasi, there have been a lot of times din na parang may mga marinig ka even from your closest friends na, wag na yan kasi hindi ka naman type niyan, wag na yan kasi hindi kayo bagay. Diba? It's hard to swallow coming from the people who are supposed to be your closest. It's harder to swallow, pero it has to be done. But then ang mali ko, I guess, is that yun yung naging parang finish line ko even before doing anything. And ang weird kasi, Raffy, parang I think na-share ko na to some of my closest friends. Parang I knew that I was in love because I couldn't explain why. Yun yung parang
I think may kailangan tayong papasukin na guest natin din dito. Si Miss Main, rin niya. Pinagbaraanan, Brie. Pero ito wait lang ha. Super like mo ba yung person na yon na pinag-uusapan natin?
Oo. Beyond like.
Beyond like.
I'm way past that.
And ano yung mas nagte-trigger sa you to like him more? Kasi sabi mo you have a very difficult dynamics. Katrabaho mo siya, ka-team mo siya, maraming mga friends mo na nagsasabi, di ka naman type ng etc. Ano yung nagpo-push you to like him more?
Alam mo, that's a good question. Pero I think this is possible na parang baka because of the fact na merong parang floating idea or I don't know, parang may voice telling me na parang because I can't have him. I don't know if you can relate.
Go, 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 go.
Parang meron na kasing meron akong a few friends who had the audacity to tell it to my face na the reason why you're so hung up with that person is because you can't let go of the fact na parang it's possible that you really can't be with him. Does it make sense? And
You don't like the you just like the chase. Parang ganon. Parang yung the feeling na meron kang constantly na ginugol, hinahabol, tinitiis, may nararamdaman kang kaunting sakit. I understand that completely, Brie. As in, like I've been through that experience, and I tell you, it's one of the worst.
it's true.
Pero nakaka-affirm ng self-awareness when you realize finally na this has to freaking stop. I'll tell quickly, no? Like very, very quickly. Kasi kung si Brie ngayon ay wala pang tapang, wala pang tapang, future pa yon, nasabihin sa kanyang minamahal, na mahal niya ito. I want to tell you that for the first time, I was able to tell this person na ganyan na ganyan yung situation ko. Na mahal ko siya. At ano yung tapang na yun? Okay, ito yung nangyari. So, magkasama kami, colleague. So, small room, nasa isang gathering, no? This happened way before the pandemic. Small gathering, since colleague, so nandun siya, and like ako, biding my time, sabi ko, eto na. This is it. This is my chance. My one and only chance. Kung hindi ko ito tatapangan, wala na mangyayari sa akin. So, armed by the power of alcohol, I think Bacardi yung iniinom ko nung time na yun. Kakaloka. So, pinakamatapang na talaga. Sinabi ko sa mukha niya, nung kami na lang dalawa, sabi ko, you know what? I love you. As in front of him, sinabi ko, tinapangan ko talaga. Pero grabe yung kabog ng dibdib ko. Pero ito yung nangyari, Brie. Sabi ko, I love you. Nakita ko sa mukha niya, yung parang sabi niya, parang, alam mo yung parang yung mukha niya parang nag-iba. Yung parang,
Umasim.
Beshi! Umasim! Nag-flood lahat ng sinabi ng mga kaibigan ko sa akin na parang hindi kanya bet, wala siyang iniisip sa'yo, talagang ganito lang yan, etc., etc. Nasabi ko, after I said, I love you, sabi ko, I love you as a mom.
So, binawi mo. Nagpa-pedal ka.
Beshi, hindi ko kinaya kasi feeling ko masusuntok niya ako, Beshi. Ganun yung feeling eh. Natakot ako, Besh. Sabi ko, ay, ito pala to.
Pero, parang tawag mo dito, Brie, ano na nga yung sasabihin ko? Kasi sanay na siguro tayo, ha? I don't know, kasi feeling ko dahil din sobrang mahal tayo ng mga kaibigan natin, and syempre, pinapangalagaan din natin yung sarili natin, na praktisado na kasi natin yung makabagbag damdamin na storyline eh. Perfect na natin yan. When we say this word, ito yung sasabihin niya, this will be my reaction. Practice na natin yan eh. Actually, parang pagsasadula na lang yung wala. Pero what if yung reality is on the other side of the fence? What if you let that person know na you like him, What if magbukas ang langit matapos ang COVID, di ba? Matanggal ang mga Marcoses sa Pilipinas. What if mag-iba ang mundo, di ba? Are you even preparing for that scenario, or you keep on repeating and harping to yourself na no, this will not work. No, if I say this to him, wala. Siyempre promotor ako, pero doon ako sa pero
Alam mo, Raffy, I've always had yung, ang dami ko ng, eto, kasi this is not the first time that I've talked about this, diba? Of course, in more private, smaller, conversations. But, lagi ako nandun sa point na, I'll go to Messenger, open na, magme-message na ako sa kanya. I remember, ito one instance in 2016, parang it took me a year of waiting para magkalakas ng loob to message him. Tapos nung nag-message ako sa kanya, okay, ready na ako kasi hindi magka-2016 na I have to get this out of my chest. Siyempre, ang nasabi ko lang ay, Merry Christmas. Tapos, nung sumagot na siya, okay, ganyan, sabi ko lang, okay, ganun lang. So parang, alam mo yung, that was, if you check my messenger, that's the last time I messaged him, the new year of 2016. So to answer your question, to be honest, hindi ko pa naiisip yon, yung parang the other side of the fence. There have been a couple of people who na medyo parang mas like I said, promotor, na parang sige sabihin mo na, malay mo naman. Very, very few. Siguro one hand. But no, hindi.
Pero ito,
kung bakit.
Mag-real talk na tayo. 2016, no? 2016 na Christmas.
Yeah.
Tapos, kems kayo sa relationship. Kailan mo papalayain ang sarili mo sa mess na to? I mean,
well, true na.
Kailan mo papalayain ang puso mo dito? Kasi baka ang tagal-tagal mo nang kinulong yung puso mo para sa taong to na minessage mo pa lang noong 2016. Wala nang nakakapasok na iba kasi occupied ka pa eh. Pero occupied ka, yung tao naman na inoccupy, kinulong mo, hindi naman nagpakulong para sa'yo. So, kailan mo papalayain ang sarili mo? Breathe.
Wow!
medyo may pag-aatake, pero tama ka naman. Pero, to be honest, sorry to answer. Sana bukas, sana mamaya, I don't know. To be honest, mas lang I guess because of what's happening this year, parang mas kaya lang siya nanumbalik. Alam mo yon, kasi nga in isolation and all. Well, if I had it my way, well, alam mo, siguro after this conversation niya, gusto ko mangyari na siya I mean, di ba? Alam mo yun, yung sinasabi ni Raffy na pagpapalaya, kasi parang while we're talking about it and while I'm a bit intoxicated, parang sana magawa ko na. To be honest, parang kasi nakakapagod din naman siya it's always harder to parang, kasi parang one thing, it's one thing to be heartbroken about something that happened. But to be heartbroken about something that didn't happen at all is both weird and parang harder to deal with. Ayun parang, alam mo, di ba, parang sabi nila, there's no sense crying over spilled milk. At least may milk na na-spill. Yung wala talaga, hindi mo pa nabibili yung gatas, umiiyak ka na.
Nagwawala ako, partner. Hindi ko kaya. I love
Pero
it.
sana, Raffy, sana soon. Sooner than soon. Kasi baka hindi ko lang din ina-admit sa sarili ko na there's really nowhere else to go. And maybe to your point, baka that's also what's preventing me from actually turning on a different direction to actually to even give myself the chance to look somewhere else.
Bri, hindi naman to pang-atake, pero 2016 yung last message. So, parang, if grabe kasi yung capacity mo to love eh. Di ba? And you've been exhausting that capacity sa wrong person. So, sayang na sayang. Sayang na sayang yung taon, sayang na sayang yung pag-iisip, sayang na sayang yung mga unnecessary anxiety attacks for this wrong person. And kung nanonood man yung wrong person na yan, and we all know, feeling naman natin, mananawagan ako ha, parang MMFF board lang. Sa maling tao na tinutukoy ni Brie, kuya, nasa iyo yung susi. Unfortunately, nakulong ka sa puso ni Brie, tapos hawak mo pa yung susi. Grabe yung kapangyarihan mo. Kung alam mo to, kung naririnig mo to, at alam kong nararamdaman mo yung pinagdaraanan ni Brie, palayain mo na siya, Chong. Diba? Para tigilan mo na. Tigilan nyo na, or tulungan mo si Brie tumigil. I know, baka naman ayaw mo, or baka naman talagang hindi mo lang din nararamdaman, pero napakamanhid naman na siguro ng mga taong ko doon. Pero baka mas matapang ka. Sana mas maging matapang ka kay Brie. Pero ang dasal ng lahat ng mga Quarantalk natin ay sana sapian ng tapang si Brie. Sana pag vinaccinate siya ng COVID-19, may kasamang COVID. Para after na mag-vaccinate, aminin niya na kay Kuya Bells. Diba?
Ito Brie, may sabihin ako. Because I had to do something huge during this time, no, 2020. I decided to leave my job of 6 years.
Yeah.
And move on to something that I really, really wanted to do. And I'm now navigating through that life, and I'm so excited actually to see you and meet you and talk about it. We've talked about this when I was still in that role, and you were also in this situation. And then, like, my message to you then was, fuck it, go through it, and then, like, fuck it. There will be more after this, And yun yung pinanghawakan ko when I made that decision. Actually, the biggest part of that is just saying, magugunaw na ang mundo. Kailan pa ba ako tatapang? So, sabi ko, I will want to say na, I want to say this to you in person because I think we're gonna meet soon. Baka bukas. Baka bukas magkita tayo, but I will really try. But I love you. You're deserving so much love, and your love deserves somebody who will fully appreciate it. So, palayain mo ang pag-ibig na yan. Kung hindi niya tanggapin, I think yun yung inaantay mo, no? Ang sagot. Pagkatapos kasi yun at nasabi mo na, at napalaya mo na yung pag-ibig mo, siya nang bahalang umangkin nun o or i-deny yun, no? It's hardly your fault. The ball is on the other court. You give the ball to the other court, and that's what's going to happen. All right. I think partner. Yeah, you're on mute.
Dalawang hashtags for Miss Brie. Hashtag palayain si Brie 2020, at ito naman, napaka-proactive sa sarili, hashtag lumaya ka na Brie 2020. And
I think malapit na to, partner. I think malapit na to.
Nasa yung bola, no? Ang saklap minsan, no, na yung pagmamahal natin binibigay natin sa mga maling tao. May mga chika kasi na wala naman daw nasasayang sa pag-ibig, etc. For me, meron. Unfortunately, meron. Sinasayang mo ang pagmamahal kapag minamahal mo ang isang kaibigan na kinikeme ka lang, hindi ka naman pinapahalagahan. Nasasayang ang pagmamahal mo sa isang lalaki o isang babae na alam naman niya na mahal ka niya, pero di ka na pinapansin. Sayang yung pagmamahal na yan. And I think it should trigger you to let go of that person, not only to move on, but also to open yourself up, no, sa iba pang opportunities para mas bigyan ka rin ng pagkakataon ng mundo na mahalin ka ng ibang tao. And we pray for Miss Bree's heart,
Thank you.
including your lungs, para COVID.
Lahat na. Unahin mo yung atay ko kasi yun yung nadadamage tuwing nag-e-emote ako.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Miss Bree.
Thank you so much. We'll see you in a bit. We'll see you in a
Yeah.
bit. We'll just
Thank you.
have one more guest. Thank you so much for joining us, Bree. Okay, partner. Konting breather muna. Konting breather. Process
Ang
muna
daming fans ni
natin.
Miss Bree.
Ha?
Ang daming fans ni Miss Bree.
That is true. That is very true.
But
But I guess,
ang ganda ng story. Ay, sorry ang lungkot niya, pero ang brave ni Miss Bree for sharing his story, no? Sa ating lahat.
yes, I fully appreciate it. I've known him for for so long in terms of we actually knowing each other, but being close just a year ago, hugely important. This person has helped me realize many things in my life, and I love hanging out with Bree. And he truly deserves a love that's true and a love that's reciprocated, no, and appreciated. Okay, so stand by. Ating next guest. Okay, partner. Ito naman isang mabuting kaibigan din. Mabuti kong kaibigan. Matagal na rin kami magkakilala. I owe him a lot, to be honest, during the lockdowns. Ganito siya kabait, partner. I'm just gonna tell you a quick story. Nung nag-lockdown, partner, ako ay isang taong walang, March to, no? Ako ay isang taong walang kitchen. My work had paano ko ba sasabihin? Libre ang pagkain sa office space ko. So when we had to go home to work from home, I lost that free food, no? I did not know how to cook. I did not have a working kitchen in my apartment. Hindi ko alam kung paano ako how will I feed myself that time. This friend came through, very talented, marami siyang talents. Isa na doon ang pagluluto ng masasarap na pagkain at binigyan niya ako ng pagkain worth a week so that I could feed myself until I can buy stuff for my own kitchen. Ganun siya kabait, partner. But we will hear a story of his own heartbreak. Hindi ko alam kung ready na ako. Sa totoo lang. But here we have my friend who is a consultant and kasamahan ko dito sa aming maliit na syudad, tinatawag na BGC. Magandang gabi sa aking kaibigan na si Yi.
Hi guys.
Hi,
First off,
Yi.
cheers. Hi Thysz. Hindi ko pa natitikman yung mga taho na pinopost mo, pero I've got a few things that I can send over, but okay. First off, drinks. I'm now on.
Oh my God! Hoy!
No. I changed na. So I started from Arc.
Oh my God.
The Barrel Reserve of Arc. Super nice. It's a local gin.
Yes,
Super
yes.
good. And then I moved on to Bruick Ledik, which is a single malt whiskey. No, this is unpeated whiskey.
Is that
I
local?
usually keep.
Oh,
No. It's from
Okay.
the UK. I
Okay.
usually keep talaga bottles of whiskey or gin or vodka. Secondly, Jermaine Derunia, woman, we haven't seen each other for how many years? Sorry for cussing. Fucking get in touch. We grew up together. Jermaine Derunia and I grew up together. We would always see each other at least twice or thrice a year. Catch up, especially during Christmas. Woman, I haven't fucking seen your face. So show your face. Alright? But I love you. Anyway.
Main is one of our, sa mga hindi nakakaalam no, sa mga manunood, Main is one of our hosts in Quarantalk. Her show is on Tuesday
I
nights.
think.
Yeah, Tuesday nights. So, yes, Main and Yi are childhood friends, and
Childhood friends.
pinag-uusapan ka namin kanina, Yi, actually sa Quarantalk media chat. And ayan, I miss you
Oh
so
my
much.
God,
Sabi ni
Jermaine!
Zay.
I
She's
miss you also,
watching.
woman.
She's
I love you
watching.
and I miss you.
Pasok ka kaya sa sa StreamYard.
Ay, nako!
Okay,
Saglit
pwede.
lang.
All right.
Okay,
So,
well, let's start. Yi, let's just go on with the reason for why you're in the show. Thank you so much for coming on. Actually, I haven't seen you in a while, but I'm so happy that you said yes to this invitation. And okay, I guess we can start. I know a little bit about the things that you might
okay.
be sharing, but I'll let you go on with your heartbreak story. We're listening.
Okay. Technically, the heartbreak was in 2018. So that was 2 years ago. But the realization that it was over and that I was okay, that I have accepted things, happened the morning, the day after my birthday this year, which was 2020. Um, 2018 was a bad year for me. Whether it was a two-way heartbreak. It was a heartbreak because of love. And was also a heartbreak because of love. It's sort of career and love because I love my career. I love what I do. Like case in point, when Thysz messaged me this morning and tagged me in a post in Twitter, it wasn't. I did not even have to think twice about getting in touch with the girl. Well, aside that she's cute and all, but like it does it. Like the moment that I knew somebody needed my help, and I knew for a fact that I could help. I reached out to the girl because that's how much I love my work. For those who are watching, I am actually in the sports, health, and fitness industry. I am a consultant for a very, very a very good company. Um, I handle national team. I handle a certain national team. I handle a few PBA players here and there. I take care of them, and I take pride in what I do. So 2018 was a really bad year for me. Like, I'm so sorry. Medyo naubos ko na yung isang bote ko. So I'm moving on to the bottle. So if you guys hear me if you hear me cuss, sorry ahead of time. But
Okay.
2018 was really bad. I lost the love of my life. I lost my dream job. But there's a but. There's a really, really big but, and it's really nice. 2020 made me realize that yes, I did lose my dream job during 2020, but during 2018, I'm sorry. But 2020 offered me so much more growth with where I am now in terms of career. In terms of love life, that is what happened during September 28th, 2020. My birthday was September 27, 2020. Um, Backstory: her birthday is 9 days before mine. So we would usually, and I dated her for 5 years. Okay, she ended things 2018. In my head, the start of 2018. By 2019, I was supposed to propose. We were supposed to take a trip somewhere outside, whether in the States or whether in Europe, and I was supposed to propose. That was the mindset that I had going into 2018. This is the girl that I am going to be with for the rest of my life.
Oh my
That was
God.
the start of 2018. In the middle of 2018, and I remember this. Jermaine Derunia, fucking listen properly so I don't have to repeat this story when we see each other again. Um, June. June. This is the exact date. This is how much it meant to me. June 20, around 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. We had a phone call. She was with her friends. She was waiting for me in Manam in Greenbelt. And I told her, she was telling me like, like, do you have an order in mind? Because you're still driving from work, going to Manam to have dinner with me and my friends. The husband of my friend is coming in late, so we might just transfer restaurants so that you both can eat. And I was in a fasted state, like a 23-hour fasted state. And I just got through a 12-hour shift and two gym workouts that day. So I was cranky. And I lost it. I lost it in that conversation. I was driving, and I remember this. I was driving through Makati Ave. I was driving through Makati Ave on my way to Greenbelt, and I told her, why the fuck would you send me the menu of Manam for me to look at when you guys are fucking thinking of transferring? This is verbatim, ha? This is verbatim. That's how much I regretted that day. That I remember every single detail about it. And her reply to me was like, I'm so sorry. Let's just, if you still want to eat here in Manam, we can stay here. I will convince them to eat here. And she was so apologetic about it. This is how, this is how she was. Okay. So, okay. After that, we had that argument. I did not show up because I was so, I don't know. Something took over me. I did not show up. I told her like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna show myself. Drove home. Didn't even eat that night. Went straight to bed. We didn't talk for a week. And apparently that was the last time we were gonna talk. The next time we spoke was August na. Because no, sorry. The next time we spoke was about a week later. I was still mad. She was not mad anymore. But I was so mad that I asked, she had keys to my house. This woman had keys to my house. To the main gate, to the main entrance, to the stairway, the door that locked the stairways, to my screen door that my parents don't even have keys to my main door. She had keys to everything. All I did was like, you know what? Fuck it. If you don't want to talk to me, fucking just give me my keys back. I was so mad. I was so angry. And I couldn't think straight. That's what I did. You know what she did? This girl was so classy. She just went like, if that's what you want, I will book a grab to send your keys back. And she did. Within 30 minutes, keys were with me. You know what I did? I cried. But I did not tell her. Because I was proud. Like, tang-ina. You know. I was so proud na, okay. In my head, like, you returning my keys, you not even putting up a fight to return my keys, was validation enough that you did not want this to go any further. That you also wanted this to end. And like, I was so hurt. I was so no, scratch that. I was not hurt. It was all pride that was talking that time. Because 2018 was such a shitty year for me, right? I lost my dream job 2018. I was During that time that we were going through that June time, I was already struggling in keeping my dream job. I secured my dream job end of 2016. Early 2018, somebody was trying to poach it from me, and I was struggling with it already. I dated her for 5 years. During the 5 years, I've always thought that, you know, if I needed anything, I could go to her and she would have the perfect answer for me. And she always did. Mind you, she always did. In the 5 years, she never missed a beat. And in hindsight, now, 2020, looking back, she always had my best interest in mind. Okay? So, like in hindsight, everything, you see everything clearer in hindsight. Eh? But during that time, 2018, I could not see it. For the life of me, I could not fucking see it. And she had the best intentions for me. Now I realize it. So in the start of 2018, I go to myself like, hey, you know what? Fucking grow some balls, make sure that you can stand up. If you really want to propose to this girl and you want to continue a life with this girl, she's so career driven, she's driven, she knows what she wants. And she knows that she doesn't need you in her life, but she wants you in her life. And she's keeping you there. Fucking grow some balls. Take care of your own fucking problems, right? I'm sorry for all the cuss words. But she was there. She made sure that I had what I needed. She made sure that I was taken care of, but I couldn't see it at that time. All I could see at that time was that I am trying to fight for my spot in my dream job. And that what I didn't also see was that I was putting that problem in between the two of us. And I was driving a massive, massive wedge between the two of us. And I could not see that for the life of me. I thought during 2018, I thought she would always be there. She would always be my cheerleader. She would always be my number two supporter after my mom. My mom would always be my number one supporter. She would always be my number two supporter. And I thought she would always be there, right? Because who thinks about it at that time, right? You're in a relationship. Nobody thinks that you're going to lose that person. But I did. I lost her. June 20, 2018. I lost her that. August came. She tried to reach out. I was still angry. October 2018. This is how massive her impact on my life is. October 2018, I reached out and I said, I'm ready to talk to you properly. But I couldn't. Nobody saw this except for her, but I had scratches on my forearms. I had scratches on my forearms. So I had scratches on my forearms because the thought of having to talk to her and the thought of having to beg for her to stay in my life cost me so much anxiety, cost me so much pain that I did not know how to deal with emotional pain, that I had to inflict physical pain onto myself. And that's how I coped with it. I scratched myself. And she thought, like, in that one, okay, I remember it clearly. It was in the Starbucks, in the second floor of the Starbucks in Magallanes, in Paseo de Magallanes. The chair right beside the mirror, right beside the glass window. As soon as you start coming up the stairs, that's the first table that you will see. We were there. And all the time because she was working for the company that was developing the other side of Paseo de Magallanes. If you guys are familiar with that space, let's not mention the brand, but yes, she works for that brand, and she is very much valued in that brand and that with that brand. We spoke about, all right, let's meet up about this time, and I arrived about 15 minutes before. Because that's me, right? 15 minutes before. During the 50, she was late for about 5 minutes because she needed to attend to something. Construction was going on. She needed to be on top of things. I kept on scratching myself to the point that one my left forearm was already bleeding because I just kept on scratching myself. Because I didn't know how to handle the anxiety. I was never in that situation to handle anxiety until this happened, right? So we spoke, and I remember this clearly. One of the lines that she told me was like, maybe in time, maybe in the next, once you sort everything out, maybe you can go back with your ex. And my answer was like, why the fuck would I go back with my ex-girlfriend, who I thought she was, what she meant? And now in 2020, when I thought about everything, she meant her because she was already an ex. But it's 2 years in the making, right? So fast forward to 2 years.
Yes.
I dated someone late 2019 till early 2020. I thought I was good because in the 2 years, I could never cuddle with anyone. I could never kiss someone, like make out with someone or cuddle someone post sex. I could have sex with them. Like, fuck that shit. I will. If you have a hole, I will get through that hole. All right. Yeah, sorry for that, but you know,
Yes.
alcohol.
No.
But like I could never bring myself to kissing and or making out with someone and cuddling after sex with someone. But this girl who I dated end of 2019, she made me feel safe. So
Mm.
I thought like I am safe. I am over things. I am good with the whatever hardship I went through in 2018. And then
Mhm.
she ended things pre-pandemic 2020. And that and everything resurfaced. So it's like, fuck, I'm really not over the girl I dated for 5 years. That
Mhm.
ended 2018. I really wasn't. So until like move on, like it was like how many months? My birthday came up. Her birthday came up first before mine did. I greeted her. Her reply was a generic thank you with a unicorn and whatever. I was on a trip to Batangas to one of my friends' beach houses on her birthday. So I texted her, she replied on my birthday kasi 2019 she greeted pa eh. 2020 I was like, is she gonna greet? I waited 24 hours, never got a text.
Oh.
I woke up, I slept September 27, and I remember this, September 27, 2020. I slept exactly 12:01 of September 28, 2020. I woke up I woke up 4:44 September 28, 2020, and I felt free.
Oh, wow.
I felt free. And I felt ready to be loved by anyone who I would come across with. Because parang during that 24 hours of me waiting for her to text, and don't get me wrong, don't like I'm not saying that I don't love her any less. I'm not saying that
Yes,
she's
yes,
she's still not the one that I see myself with. But
yes.
knowing her kasi, you're an ex, knowing her, this is her philosophy. You're an ex, uh, you're an ex because you're an ex for a reason. And you
Mm,
will be an ex. So she doesn't really go back to exes. So I know
okay.
there's no way or there's like a less than 1% chance that she will reach out to me and say, why don't we give this another chance?
Okay, okay.
But
She
knowing
has
her,
moved on her own.
she has moved on her own. And, like September 28, 2020, I realized that I am free. I have accepted. I have grieved enough. I am ready.
Wow.
And now I can confidently say I am ready for if anyone decides or if somebody decides to cross paths with me, I am ready for her. Whether she be a new person or my ex that I thought was the one that got away, or like I don't really
Mm-hmm.
believe in the one that got away, but my first true love, whether
Mm-hmm.
it be that girl who I dated for 5 years, who I thought I was gonna propose to, or somebody else, either way, I am ready to take in anybody, or not just anybody, but like whoever wants to show me that they love me and I feel the same way. I am ready for that person.
All right.
And it took me 2 years to it took me 2 years to realize that, but it also gave me a sense of perspective na, like you really have to take your time into it. And
Absolutely.
you cannot just say it may be 3 months for other people. It may be 10 years or eight. I know somebody who dated his last girlfriend was 8 years before he found his one true love right now and that he proposed to.
Mm-hmm.
It was 8 years. Whether it be 2 months, 8 years, 3 years, 2 years. But once you feel that you're ready for it, like it there's a different sensation. There's a
That's
very different sensation when you're longing to be held by someone, and when you're actually okay with it. Nobody's gonna hold me tonight.
mm-hmm.
Okay lang. I have my
Yeah.
pillows. You know, like, but there's a difference because during the start of the pandemic, when the girl that I dated for a few months, when she ended things, I thought that's like, oh my god, it's really something with me because I'm trans, right? And the girl that I dated, the girl that I dated for a few months, she explained to me, it's not because you're trans. I actually appreciated that you're trans because
Mm.
you showed me people can what I deserve, because I thought that I was over everything. So I showed her everything, right? Like I introduced her to my world. I introduced her I treated her properly as you should with any other person. And she was kind enough to explain to me, like, it's not because you're trans that I choose to sever this relationship, but it's just because we are not aligned in where we want to go. And
That's true.
I have my own goals, you have your own goals. We're not aligned. um I don't see it in the near future that we're aligning, and it's better that we just sever ways now than prolong the relationship and make it a burden to everybody else. So I appreciated her for that. But what it showed me was that you will feel the time when you're ready. And
Of course.
now, as Sam Smith said, I'm ready.
All
Whoever
right.
you are, I am ready for you. I'm ready
But
to show you who I am. I am ready to show you what I
what
can
you
offer.
can be, yeah. Mhm.
And I am ready to love you with all of me without any baggages from my past,
Wow.
without any strings attached.
Wow.
Just please be completely honest with me, as I will be completely honest with you about everything. But I am so happy to say that. That's why I wanted to get in touch with you. I am so happy to say this. I am ready.
I am so happy you're
I am
able to
ready.
say that. As in, uh, actually, cheers, cheers, cheers. Um, I think what could help more is because we have a special guest, no? Thanks for sharing that story, but we have a special guest. Talagang sinabi niya, you know, andito na lang din siya, gawin na niya. So we're gonna call on my sister in Quarantalk Media. I hope she's ready. Is she in the backstage? Okay. Uh, yes. Okay, Miss Jermaine Derunya, guys. Please welcome to the show.
Hi, Dave. I haven't seen you for a while.
Oh, it's been years. I'm so
It's been
sorry.
years.
Yes, it's
Okay.
been years. Kasi usually,
Yes.
I visit their house kasi we're family friends. So every
Super.
or January, we go to their house. For the longest time, wala ako sa house. So,
Yes.
yes. Last year, I was in Cornell. I mean, no naman. Pero we were able to go to your house. So, yun. So, for everyone who's watching, he is my oldest friend.
Literally?
Yes. Since we were kids. Like, siguro 2, 3
Oh
years.
my
Like,
God.
on.
Wow.
We grew up together. Think about
Yes,
this, guys.
really.
Think about it this way. We've shared with each other things that we have not shared with our own parents.
Yes.
Okay? And one thing that I like about Maine, or as I still call her because we're childhood
Don't
friends,
call me that.
Germs. And I am the only one. I am the only one who can call her Germs because we're good friends and we're childhood friends. Every time we'd see each other, we would always take a walk, like a long walk, and we would catch up with each other's lives. And I have missed that. Seriously, seriously, Maine. Okay, I will call you Maine for this talk.
My branding now, Ate May.
It's a
So,
Yes,
branding.
Maine ka na ngayon. But for everything else, when you show your face, when we finally catch up,
yeah,
you're still
yes,
who you are
girls.
to me. We would always share the most intimate details about each other's lives, that what went on through the year that we have not seen each other. And we've always had this notion that even though we don't see each other, we only see each other once or twice. Twice is really like super duper good.
Yeah, usually
Once
once
or
a month.
twice a year is that we've never felt that we were far from each other.
Mm-hmm.
We were always we would always maintain that closeness. I
I'm
was
so
never
happy.
I
Yes,
was
I'm so
the
never
only
happy.
afraid to share things.
lagi kami magkasama ni Yi was when we were in college kasi we went to
Okay.
Lasal.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Doon kami nagkikita. Oh my God, there
Okay.
was a time na nagpatay ng movie sa Rome.
Oh my God! Quiet na dun.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right, guys. Okay. Raffy had to leave a little bit, but
Mhm.
Main is a host for a short while, no? But Raffy will be back. But Main is a host here for Quarantalk Media, and she's our sister here in Quarantalk Media.
God, yung mga tanong.
We're talking about heartbreaks in 2020, and our guest Yi just explained. I have an inkling of this story. A little bit of this story I've already heard, and
Yes.
yan, medyo like noon marami akong tanong to be honest, like a lot of questions. Why are you still holding on to that memory of the ex and etc etc. But then I realized, Yi telling the story right now, how big and important that person was in his life, and that it is something feasible that somebody could really get over somebody for that long period. Tsaka pa lang talaga. Imagine that was 2 years. And then when it does happen, the magic of that, clearing yung the rose tinted glasses that you see life through in like just puro na lang pink and puro rose. You see life through those lens. Finally removed. uh, what relief, what freedom that came with, and him, publicly saying that he's ready. And, there's it's a point of him here on right now, actually, sabi niya the specific dates in September, uh, of moving on, of being able to move on is very important. And I'm very happy that I'm hearing it for the first time from a friend na ang kwento sa akin noon ay ang hirap mag-move on. No?
Oh my God,
And
yes.
with Main here, context Main, a little bit context. You've been friends with Yi and you say you just meet, once or twice a year. What can you say about that story?
I think I'm not sure kung if I know the same person. Siya ba yun?
Oh my God!
Tama ba? Na-meet
Ha?
mo ba siya? Na-meet
Hindi,
mo ba
hindi
siya?
mo.
Tina, na-meet
Wait
mo
lang,
ba?
wait lang. When was the last time you were at home?
Mga 2018, I think.
Oh my God, na-meet mo siya.
I think na-meet
Na-meet
ko
mo siya.
nga.
Na-meet mo siya.
Ko nga.
Na-meet mo
Yun.
siya because there were only technically two long-term girls that I dated. One, mom never really approved of, but she tolerated me because I loved during that time I loved the girl. This one, you met her.
I think I'm
You met her. I think okay, let me jog a few memories. She was the one with 2018 ka last nandito sa bahay, no?
yeah.
2018 she was already with no 2017 ka last nandito.
Hindi na namin maalala, di ba? O yeah,
Okay.
2017, I
If you were
Okay.
2017 here, she was already with a big I don't
the
want to
company
mention
you're
the brand.
referring at. Yeah, oo. Yeah, I think,
The company that she's working with is a big. Basically, their slogan is the house with fried chicken built.
okay. Sige.
Okay,
Ayan.
so let's
Okay.
leave it at that.
Okay, let's leave it at
Um,
that. Okay. Do
I
you
think
remember
I
this
met
person
her.
name?
You met
So,
her
I think I met
because
her. So,
you met her because I remember introducing her to you and saying like she left us kasi I think she went somewhere she got
yes.
food and I told you like Main I really love this girl
Yeah, I think,
and
oo.
and I wasn't during those times kasi I knew that I was already okay sorry for the people who are watching. I knew I was lesbian for the longest period of time. May knew this. But I only realized that I was actually trans and started transitioning over the past decade. Pero the medical transitioning over the past 5 years. So before Maine actually last saw me in this household where I am right now. But so Bain hasn't seen me when I started transition. So you haven't seen me like this. You haven't heard my voice. But so but we're still friends. We're
We're
really, really
still
good
back.
friends.
Oo.
Um, it's as if we never left off. It's as if
Mm-mm.
I just saw her yesterday. But so when I transitioned and I finally accepted that I was trans more than lesbian, Main hasn't seen me yet. But she was the girl that I was dating was there.
Yeah, okay. Yung
It
question
was
nga ni Thysz, like what I felt about the story. Well, because I know Yi for the longest time, like the oldest friend nga that I have. And I know that he's very thoughtful, loving, and all that. And for him to experience all those things, I know may mga struggles tayo in life na, may mga anger issues kayo and all before. Pero yung narinig ko na now that you're ready, I'm really happy for you. Kasi
thank you.
alam mo yung mga drama ko rin, di ba?
Oh
Naramdaman
my
natin
God.
tagal mag-let go sa ex. And for you to feel that freedom, I am so happy for you. At sabihin mo na, I'm ready kung sino man ang iba to ni universe sa akin. Basta tatanggapin ako ng buo at mamahalin ako. Then go. I'm happy for you kasi hindi na natin deserve na masaktan. Sabi nga ni Thysz, magugunaw na ang mundo. Matatakot ka pa ba? 'Di ba? So, I'm happy for you na malaya
Pero
ka na.
in fairness, like
Nakaan,
even
yes.
though I'm so happy for myself, I'm happy for myself that also that I can say that there's still like a small percentage of myself that I wish she would reach out because knowing her, she's the type that you're an ex, you're an ex, you're in the past because you're an ex for a reason.
Yeah.
So like she's not the one to go back to exes. But
Pero
I
normal
think
naman yung Thysz, 'di ba?
That's normal.
no,
That's
but
highly normal.
that's normal, right? But
To feel that
like,
tiny thing.
but
It's
to be
it's
quite
always
honest, Thais, you've known me for like the year and a half, right?
yes.
From our journey from Vice
Yes.
with Ash.
Mm.
But I know for myself, and I know for a fact that I've grown so much that I can, whoever I encounter with in the next week, the next few months, the next year, I can offer so much more. And in the back of my head, although I am over the fact that the relationship is over, there's still that part of me because really, honestly, of the girls that I've dated before, I've been on long-term relationships.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to go back to someone, she's really it. And I would really love to spend the rest until the universe shows me that there's somebody else. As of the moment, because the universe has not shown me that there is somebody else, I would really want to spend the rest of my life with her.
What I want to say to that, Yi, is that you're right. That for you to think until the universe shows you somebody better, and proves to you that there is someone better, because that's what you're trying to lean on, eh? No, but it's all right, okay. To
I know.
say na there's still, you've not lost love for this person. It's just the relationship that ended, okay.
Mhm.
And you are free to completely love this person till the very end of your life. That's fine. That's fine. Because there's so much love that we can give in from our hearts. And we can share this kind of love, and it comes in so many forms. That's what I always tell my friends. Are you really sure you want the kind of romantic love that you're thinking? Or, we all crave different kinds of love. And whenever one is available, talaga tinatanggap ko. Like, for example, when I
Mhm.
find get to know new friends, you're actually a very good example. We're friends from such a random thing that
So
happened,
that
like super random. We were put together in one space, got to know each other well, um, had the same opinions about things, and then when the time came that I really needed somebody to help me, in a very specific situation that I was in, months ago when all of this lockdown started, I found that person in you. So, I Tess, sabi ko, these are the kinds of love that you accept from the universe. This is beyond romantic love. This is beyond what I feel that could, be more meaningful. A love like that, to offer somebody uh, something that would make that person's life na sinasabi ko, kasi nung time talaga na yun, my God, I didn't know how to feed myself if I can't go out of the house. But he came with his car and with a bag full of food to feed me for a week. So just imagine my relief, being given that lifeline. So uh, thank you that you've allowed yourself finally to experience all of these kinds of love. It's like being able to have and feel the sensation of so many different things, not limited to just one sensation na yun yung binabalik-balikan mong sensation at yun yung pinaka-feeling mo, yun will give you the most satisfaction. You've now opened yourself to a world of many more sensations. And
yes.
I feel this is only the start of a more amazing life for you. We're both of the trans experience, Yi, and I understand in this kind of life, we very rarely experience, the kind of love that really understands us as people. But when it does happen, it becomes very special, and that's why we hold on to it very, very
It's
dearly.
magical
It's magical. We try as best as we can to hold on to
to
it
hold on to things.
as
Yes.
much as we can. But when it lets go from our grasps, the pain is fantastically different than any pain that we could ever feel.
Oh
And
Lord.
'di ba? So it's something that feels like it's been taken away, a gift that's been taken away. Imagine how hard it is when somebody takes something you hold so dear away.
Mhm.
The grief that we feel from that loss is immense. And
Oh my God.
when
Thysz,
the time,
thank you for putting those words in and making them into a sentence, because I have struggled to tell people how much it was a loss for me, because people just don't understand.
Mhm, mhm.
When you're trans, and I am openly trans, like, I'm sorry, Jermaine, that you're only hearing about this now, because you haven't shown your damn face for how long, right? Okay, but every time that we are put in that situation that somebody we love dear leaves us, it makes us question ourselves with,
Yes,
is it because I am trans, or is it
yes,
because I am lacking something else? But more often than not, the fact that you're trans, it makes, like, like, tramples everything. Because
yes.
is it because I'm really trans? Like, is it because they want somebody who's cis, or they want somebody
Yes.
who's lesbian? It's like, I am trans. Like, is that too vague of scenario for you? But it makes us question ourselves. But what I did realize during 2020 and during the lockdown is that, no, it's not because that we are trans that people leave us. People leave us because it our goals just do not align during those times. That
Yes.
is that is with an adult mind. But
Yes.
like in somebody else's mind, just because, like, I don't know where I am, or but in an adult mind, we just don't our goals just don't align. And that's one thing that I realized during 2020, during this pandemic, is that, people have their own goals. We may align in some ways, but we may differ in most of the ways. And you just have to be able, as an adult person, and as an adult trans person, because it
Mm-hmm.
does put us in a certain perspective compared to cis
Yes.
people, or compared to all the other LGBT people that we know. I'm not disregarding what they are going through, but it just puts us in a very different perspective, or in very different light, that no, it's not because we're trans. It's just because and our goals right now, and what we want to achieve at the end of the day, does not align.
Align. Okay.
And
Uh,
we're not less of a person,
Absolutely.
and they're not less of a person for not loving.
Yes. Here's the thing, Yi. I think your decision, to openly live your life as a trans man, it's. I want to tell you personally, from somebody who's also trans, um, hindi siya kabawasan, no? The ability, the courage to self-determine, should not, should not disinform our perspectives on love. In fact, it should power us, and it should, it takes us to a unique position as well. The ability of loving as a trans person. Okay, so I guess we can call on back the rest of our guests. Thank you so much, Yi, for sharing that story. Ang laki ng kakaibang perspective na realize ko. I'm talking to somebody whose lived experience is similar to mine.
Thank you
So
for
I,
having
I
me.
I'm astounded to hear. Yes, main bibisitahin ka namin ni Yi. We literally live in around the same neighborhood. So
Sunduin ko si Thais, tapos
and
punta
then we
kami
will
sa'yo.
go there.
Pwede
Absolutely.
yun.
Please.
Okay.
It will happen, and then we
It
will
will
drink, and
happen
we'll be crazy.
within maybe the next 2 weeks.
Yes, I will be free.
Depending on my schedule.
Oh,
Same,
sige
but I will
oo,
make
hindi pa
time
naman
for
ako
you.
Laguna.
But I will
Oo,
make
so
time for you
go lang.
guys.
Wag ka lang muna pupunta ka sa Laguna kasi pagagalitan ako nila tita.
Bakit?
Because
Hindi
I
yan.
haven't
At tandaan
shown
natin.
No, because
Okay
I
lang yan.
haven't shown myself in how many years also. And because
That's fine.
every time that they would say that they're not able to go, ako yung nagre-reply sa messenger ng mommy ko. Tapos sasabihin ko, Steph is actually looking forward for Jermaine and for
Ay, nako.
for GJ.
Palpon.
Tapos pagagalitan ako.
Let's do that
Promise
soon,
na lang.
guys. Yeah, dadalawin ka namin. We're literally neighbors. So, ikaw, Maine, we'll see you soon. Okay.
Yes.
Maine, just stay on the show, or like, okay. Okay.
Maine, I
We'll
miss
ask
you. I
we'll
miss
ask
you.
our producers to ask or enter back, or let our other guests enter, and we'll end the show with just a few things. We don't have much time. We are going to have a hard stop by 1 o'clock, but we're just gonna go one more round from this group. Messages na lang, no? Okay, we have all experienced a certain heartbreak. But sinasabi nga nila, what happens after the heartbreak and what you do with it is what's most important. An important thing that somebody who's going through heartbreak must always hear is that there's life after this.
Yes.
And that powers the person to continue and not be in a position na stagnant na lang, no? So maybe I could start with Miss Bree. Please get the ball rolling with our final message for tonight. If you have anything to say to our audience, this is your chance.
Okay, hi, I'm back. Siguro to sum it up now. First of all, again, thank you again, Thysz and Raffy for having us. This has been a quick therapeutic experience for myself. What would I say? Siguro, basing from what I've learned this year in terms of heartbreaks, no matter what kind, no matter what form, is really it's really to count each day as it comes, and also really you to live in the now and to seize the opportunities na even those opportunities that you don't see clearly yet, but they're there. Parang go for it. I mean, I should learn from what I'm saying, no? Pero
Sure.
minsan kasi parang we're really what this year has taught us is that we're really unsure of what's going to happen. So might as well go for it and do it. Kasi what if the day that you've been looking forward to or you've been praying for doesn't come? What's next for you, right? So yun talaga ang biggest learning ko na that is applicable to every aspect of one's life. Hindi lang not just in relationships but also in career, in your personal growth, even in health. Talagang gawin mo na yung what you intend to do it, just do it. And siguro, if I may quickly, I just wanna if that person that I was talking about earlier is watching or some of our friends are watching and would happen to like share this story with him, I just want to tell him, or I just want to tell you that I'm in no way blaming you. Wow, emotional. No. Parang me falling in love with you, even if it's inexplicable, na parang I can't really figure out why. I just know that it happened. And that's not your fault, nor is it mine. I guess we're just both parang caught up in circumstances that are not ideal for any of us. And siguro kung magkalakas ako ng loob to tell you how I truly feel about you all these years, maybe after this call, maybe tomorrow, maybe in 2 weeks, I just hope na you don't need to feel the same way, but I guess I am hoping na you'll be kind enough to accept it. Accept it in a way na parang sana hindi lang siya trivial thing for you if ever dumating ako sa point na kaya ko lang sabihin sa'yo, because it's a feeling that I've had for 5 years, and sana kung ano man yung nararamdaman ko, the love that I think I feel for you, sana hindi mo kailangang ibalik sa akin, but just accept it, and we'll take it from there. Yun lang. So, yun lang.
Thank you so much, Miss Bree. Bree, may phone-in question tayo. Phone-in request actually. Kung meron ka daw iaalay na kanta.
Si Andre ba to?
Hello kay Andre na nakikinig sa kaibigan namin, Bree. Kung may iaalay ka daw na kanta, kung pwede kaming pagbigyan mo ng a few lines. Kasi kumanta si AJ kanina. Ikaw daw, kung meron kang may iaalay, a few lines para sa kanya, ano ito?
Siguro siguro Ben and Ben. Kasi yun ang soundtrack ko halos every day. Siguro
Okay.
one of my favorite
lines.
I don't know if I can, pero medyo sige. Parang pag nilahad ang damdamin, sana di mapago patingin. Yun lang.
Woo! Oh my God! I'm so happy na pagbigyan mo kami. Singer po talaga si Miss Bree, guys. I love his voice. Pakinggan yung mga covers niya sa Facebook. Ewan ko pinopost mo pa ba, pero na-enjoy ko yun lagi. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Okay, let's just go around to Arnel. Yes, a final word for our audience, Arnel. What can you tell them going through the heartbreak of living through this pandemic, and any words you can say, words of hope, I guess, to people going through all of this?
Yeah, right. So again, thank you so much for having me. It's been like an honor. Thank you so much, Ms. Thysz and the other guests. It's really nice to have this conversation. Kumbaga, to some extent din, it was cathartic and parang release na rin talaga to hear other experiences when it comes to heartbreaks. And yeah, going back nga, siguro, ano na lang, again, with the heartbreak of 2020 and everything, I hope you find your coping mechanism, I guess, how you cope up. And isingit ko lang real quick, given my story kanina, I was able to cope up given we have so much time, diba, at home and everything. And nagkataon, it was timing na we had a surge of Pinoy boys love stories, diba? I rode a wave. It was my coping mechanism given we're locked at home. It was nice, pero yun na nga. I was expecting it was a coping mechanism. We'll have all the fluff and everything, the lighthearted stories. Pero oh my God, I was caught unprepared with some of the series talaga. So, pero yan, I hope you find your coping mechanism. Cheers that we're still here. It's December. Oh my God, ilang months na, as I mentioned earlier. Perhaps here's to 2021. Let's hope for the best while expecting for the worst. Yun lang. And lastly, to echo, I guess, yung favorite quote ko with Gege or Juan Miguel's Gaya sa Pelikula. Kasi it can be interpreted in many contexts eh. Nasa labas yung totoong laban. Antayin ka namin paghanda ka na. It can be, for me personally, it can be interpreted like romantically or perhaps with the pandemic, let's go out there, pag ready na tayo, pag prepared na tayo. So again, ayan, let's brave this battle that's still ongoing. Cheers to everyone. Thank you so much.
Woo! Thank you so much, Arnel. That's amazing. I love that quote as well. Laban, nasa labas ang totoong laban, guys. And let's brave it all. Handa tayong salubungin kayo when the time comes. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Yi, I think it's your turn. Any words, final words, quick words to our audience? Something to remind them or something that they can bring before they leave the show?
Okay, guys, those who are going through heartaches and those who are going through, whether it be heartache because of career or love life, know that if you go through it, there's no going around it. There's just going through it. You really just have to go through the process, and walang kwenta kung pupunta ka sa labas, iikot ka, walang kwenta yun. Pasukin mo lang siya, get through it. You will find out who your friends are along the way, and you will get through it. And at the end of the day, you will either it's not either. You will really come out stronger, and I will be waiting for you guys at the end of the day, at the end of the day. Well, cheers to whatever you guys have realized during that breakthrough. And you really just have to go through that system. Hindi pwedeng ikot na lang kayo. Hindi pwedeng ikot ka. Daanan nyo yung kanong kailangan yung daanan, whether it be career-wise, whether it be love life, whether it be family. Daanan nyo yung kailangan yung daanan para matapos na. Kasi pag inikutan nyo yon, mas hahaba yung story. Mas okay. I know not everybody is prepared for it, but at the end of the day, you will come out the better person, the stronger person, and the all the more prepared person that you have ever imagined. I tell you that. Alam mo yun, I wasn't prepared for 2018. I wasn't prepared for 2019. I wasn't prepared for 2020. But December 2020, here I am now. I am able to talk about things that I have not been able to talk about for the past 2 years. I have been able to process things that I have not been able to process for the past 2 years. It may take you 6 months. It may take you 2 years. It may take you 6 years. But you have to go through the process. Do not be afraid of the process. Just go through it. You will come out better. I promise you that. If you need help, you now have my contact details or at least my Instagram and my Facebook. My Facebook, my Instagram, and my Twitter handles are exactly the same. Reach out if you need help. I am more than willing to reach out and to help you guys. Same as with Thysz and everybody else.
Yes.
Reach out. But you will get through these tough times. I promise you. You will. And I will be waiting at the end of the day with alcohol in my hand. Everybody else in this forum will be waiting at the end of the day with alcohol in our hands, cheering you on. So let's go. Get through it.
Let's go through it. Woo! Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, Yi.
Thank you for tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I needed this from work. I needed this. Thank you.
Sabi sa'yo eh. Okay, I'll ask Maine to give us a few words then as Raffy's proxy for tonight. I know you had a little bit of talk with partner Raffy din kanina about some things. But I guess, I know we're not going to be able to talk about that at length tonight, but some parting words for our audience. Maybe things that you've realized since that talk.
I just realized, no, ako lang palang walang alak sa inyo ngayon. Oh my God, that was so bad.
Sorry,
I have a lot
inuman
of
to.
alcoholic drinks here. Wait, sorry. Anyway, very quick lang, no. I've experienced a lot of heartbreaks for this year. The very first day of the year, I lost a friend, and I quit my job, which I love very much. I've been there for 5 years. Yung very passionate ako sa trabahong yun. And we've experienced a lot of heartaches ngayon, no? Political, nakita natin yung nangyayari sa bansa, yung galit natin. It's also a heartbreak, no? Ang napagtanto talaga, ito na po, nasa the main agenda na po tayo ngayon, no? Ito na po, ang ating charot. Anyway, ang napagtanto ko, ngayon na sinabi nga ni Gino, lahat dapat natin pagdaanan. Pero habang pinagdadaanan natin ito, at kahit masasabi natin na pinagdaanan natin isang heartbreak, at the end of the day, ang tanging makakapagbigay ng lakas sa atin pa rin para mag-go through sa prosesong ito, kahit masakit at mahirap, ay tanging pag-ibig. Dahil ang tunay na pag-ibig ay malaya at mapagpalaya. Yun lang.
Wow! Thank you so much, May. That was amazing.
Salamat po.
Amazing. Thank you for joining us tonight during this session. Okay, so to close this Heartbreaks episode of E-numan with Thysz and Raffy, in the vein of my partner, ginagawa niyang 3-point ending lagi ang pagko-close ng show, no? So I'll start with one. And here's the thing, and here's what I've learned. When it's matters of love and it's what matters of relationships, matters of things that you will have to do it with another person or live life with another person. There's one thing that stuck to me that I was taught this year, no? Dun lagi tayo sa sigurado. There will be doubt, there will be second guessing during that time when you're exploring a relationship. But when the point comes that it becomes sure, take it literally, like take it with all of your body, soul, and mind. Absorb it with open arms. Ang pagiging sigurado ay isang gift. It's a gift, no? Sabi ko sa inyo, walang ibang masasarap kundi sa taong sigurado sa atin. Masarap na feeling. Next, I guess, is in terms of career and choosing the things that we want most. I left my job of 6 years this year, almost just about a month ago. It was a decision that I had to make because simply I had to choose between two things. Is it gonna be continuing to do it or not? And which choice will give me the most peace of mind? Not continuing, leaving that job, I told myself will give me peace of mind. And that was an easy answer to that question. I will always choose, whenever given two choices, the one that will give me the most peace of mind. And number 3, the last one I'm going to tell the audience is about living life when so many setbacks have happened. It seems like that we cannot go through. In the last 5 years, I lost both of my parents. And it was the biggest loss that I had to undergo. It was a grief that's unimaginable. But here I am living in a time where grief, unimaginable grief is just common to everyone, no? It's a shared experience. Total loss of our freedoms, total loss of our abilities that we've had pre-pandemic. has informed the way we are living our lives right now, and we may be living our lives in the future. What got me through is the realization that grief, while it is a hole in your heart, the hole never becomes any shallower. It's always deep. But the hole becomes a lot smaller because the space that it occupies in our hearts becomes smaller because a lot more other things occupy our hearts eventually. So find those things that can make the hole a lot smaller, the grief a lot easier to deal with. You will find that it's never going to go away, but it's going to be a lot easier to deal with. As with any loss, you can survive. Thank you so much for having us here, Quarantalk Media, and for these guests for joining us today, for this opportunity to create this crowdsourced guest list that we have for tonight. It's the first time we ever did it. We'll probably do it again with a different topic, but we love this episode. Thank you so much to our guests, Yi, AJ, Arnel, Bree, and our proxy for tonight, Maine. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been E-NUMAN with Thysz and Raffy. See you all next Thursday. Bye-bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night.